So if you really be on my channel, y'all know we really be just be talking about Nicki Minaj, female rappers, rapper stuff. But today I really want to have a different conversation focused on like relationship type things, because we see so many things in the media and in the blogs the same way we find all of our information about Nicki Minaj and every other thing. But this story about Aoki Lee Simmons being 21 years old and dating a 65-year-old man made me really want to come and make a video about it. My videos, I initially wanted to start a YouTube channel just talking about whatever, everything that I'm interested in, not just Nicki Minaj. So if you look at my first videos, they were about this type of stuff, like relationships type stuff, baby mama, baby daddy drama. Even though I talk about it in a different type of way, because I feel like the standard needs to be raised, especially for Black women. But let me not jump too far ahead before we get there. So a couple weeks ago, we had Drea come out, say that she's pregnant by a 21-year-old. She is about 39, he is 32. Now I tend to keep my mouth closed on age gap relationships, because I come from an age gap relationship, and I do find people that are older than me to be attractive. Okay, so I said, child, I shouldn't really even be commenting, but this is why I wanted to comment on this one, because it depends on what the numbers are, right? So it depends on what the numbers are, and I think people are even looking back into other celebrity relationships like Beyonce and Jay-Z and finding out like, oh, she was only 19 when they got together, he was 37. So I think that the number matters a lot, and especially in this relationship. Yes, Aoki Lee Simmons and her 65-year-old boyfriend, yes, they all are of age to drink, of age to consent, and all that type of stuff. But once again, this is about what, 44-year difference between them. That is absolutely crazy. And why I wanted to come on here and talk about it was because I think that there's several reasons why, like, I'm gonna speak from my perspective, younger women like older men. And because of the city girls, right, child? The city girls gave us a bad name. Like, they gave women who are into older men, that whole movement, it's like, oh, because we want them for their money. And it's just like, well, now we have to make a other selection for girls like you who do want men who are more established for their money. But then can we make another section for girls like me who just happen to be attracted to somebody who is older than me, and it has absolutely nothing to do with anything, right? Sure, he could be more established or whatever, but that's not the main reason why I pursued him. Now, child, I'm trying not to go over 15 years. I'm saying too much, but like, 44 years is absolutely way too much. And that's how you can tell. Now, some women are attracted to older men and vice versa, because they may have mommy or daddy issues, right? Some severe, some not so much severe. But when you see an age gap relationship like Aoki Lee Simmons and her 65-year-old boyfriend, it has to be a lot of things going on, but also severe daddy issues, because why else would a man like that be attractive to you? I can't even picture them having sex. I think a lot of people are going with the surface level argument in this conversation, which is that, oh, she's just with him for the money. Yes, she's with him for the money. Even though she comes from, what's her name, Kimora Lee Simmons, as well as Russell Simmons, who are now divorced, have been divorced. Russell Simmons doesn't even live in America because of allegations of Me Too, allegations he has because of being an executive in the music industry who abused his power. So after that, he fled to some Asian country. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, to like not face, I don't know, repercussions or whatever. And there has been stuff going on with that family in terms of like the father keeping money from them or using them for money, and their mother is paying for everything, and she went to college. So clearly, like, whatever she's doing ain't really satisfying her lifestyle goals. And so I read this tweet that says, because once again, I don't think people are really paying attention. So this person said, y'all surprised by Aoki Lee? Forget that she and her family are broke. Graduating from Harvard doesn't erase that her father is trying to steal from them, and her mother is forced to pay for everything out of pocket. She's dating that sunburned gremlin because she needs a safety net. I suspect that this is not the only super young that he has been dating. There's a high chance he's a super inappropriate man with a father like Russell, and her mom later marrying a multi-millionaire fraud. I can see why Aoki Lee is acting like this. How can she not? So the basic level argument that I wanted to say was that people are saying like, oh, she's following her in her mother's footsteps. Yes, she's following in her mother's footsteps. If you come from an age gap relationship, or you see that, it's like not totally like, oh my god, out of the woodwork for you. It doesn't even matter, honestly, about that. I don't think so. But I think what's here is that I don't know. We don't know like how much of a father Russell Wilson was to his girls. And I think that outside of looking for monetary gain and a safety net, like she's probably is looking for a father and finds that in him, because at his age it's no way that you can't play a role like that, right? Like if you're in a relationship where your partner is 5 years older than you still for the most part on the same playing field in terms of life, right? Women tend to be more mature than men anyway, so it's really kind of like you're on the same playing field. But a man that has lived his life for 65 years and you only 21 and you just getting started, dead ass, what do y'all have in common? Other than him funding what it is that you want to do, like your lifestyle. So it's really like, no, you really actually want to be taken care of in more ways that are more than financial, because there's another reason for you pursuing an age gap relationship this crazy, when there's definitely like no genuine love involved. And I'm sorry, but we can tell that by the pictures, because I don't even understand how you can be attracted to that. I wanted to open up this conversation because we see this so much in the media, people using each other in the relationships in the media, and just age gap relationships in general, especially in Hollywood. And these days it's getting woken up, right? Like who was grooming who was dating who before 18, before 21, X, Y, and Z. And although there's a lot of chatter there and it's mostly frowned upon to be in age gap relationships where the age gap is too much, or it's an older woman and a younger man, I want we have to still treat every situation like for what it is, right? Like don't just apply one whole theory like this is bad or this person has mommy issues or daddy issues. I think that there's a lot of things that contribute to why age gap relationships exist, because child, your mother and father was probably in an age gap relationship. This has been going on since the beginning of time, and it's definitely more than just surface level explanations, and everybody has their own reasoning for everything. But to me, as long as both of those are, like consenting individuals, as well as like the gap is not too crazy. Like I think if you doing 20 years, like come on, because it's like, girl, I know you be watching Real Housewives of Potomac and all of these stuff, and they are like late 30s, early 40s, and they had married these older men now in their 70s, and they can't hit it like they used to. And it's just like, girl, yeah, I do like my men a little bit more seasoned, but you gotta be able to keep up with me, child. And I can't be 50 and you 70 and 65, and you can't bend me over like a pretzel or whatever. You still need to do that, because if you can't, that's a problem, child. So I definitely want to know what you guys think about this like situation, this age gap. Do you guys think it's inappropriate? How inappropriate? Like what are the numbers that would make you feel comfortable? Like what is everybody's age range? Because from 35 to 50, like eh, it could be fine. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to the end. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel, and we will talk soon.